Morning, everybody. I'm Ed Parcaut here with Bobby Atkins, and we are the Veterans Edition of Real Estate Jerky. How you doing, Bobby?
Doing pretty good, Ed. How about yourself?
Not bad. How was your? Let's see. This is Tuesday and Thanksgiving.
It was good. It was good. We had that sickness going through the whole house. So.
Oh, great! Gotta love kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It started last weekend, man, and wrapped up the day after Thanksgiving. So
That's too bad. Oh, I'm glad it's over, but that's the one thing that's when you have children, they bring that stuff home from school. And everything else, yeah, because they're around other sick kids.
Oh yeah, when the hygiene is paramount to the little kids, right? We'll pick their nose and shake their friend's hand.
Yeah, paramount to everybody should wash their hands.
Yeah.
Period. All right, so I don't know if I remember, but I think it was 3 weeks ago you brought up about the NPR article about how veterans are in foreclosure. 66,000 of them about ready to lose their home, and there's 36,000 that are actually behind on their payment. And and there was a whole article about that. Well, VA stepped in supposedly and said there's no foreclosures for the next 6 months.
Really?
Yes. And so that would mean, so if we're in November, January, February, March, April, May, so end of May.
Now, does that mean that they're going to figure out some kind of forbearance program that extends that? Or
there was already a program in place, these people, but they stopped at October of 22.
Gotcha.
And so all these people who were 12 months behind in November were like, sorry, we don't have that program anymore. They should have just left the program for everybody who was behind.
So you think they'll just kind of like restructure the loan? And
well, the way it was set up was if you're behind, you can get up behind up to 12 payments, and they'll add that to the end of the loan. Truly into the loan, not recalculated, not remortgage it, not any of that stuff. It's called a partial pay or a partial claim. Same thing as the FHA has also. I tell you, those employees just don't listen out there. We're on air. Anyway, so the issue is, I guess it's not really an issue, but if they weren't really, probably they were 11 months behind, they waited till the 12 month, or sometimes people put their heads in the sand and then they go, it'll all work out.
Yeah.
Well, they had stopped it and now they brought it back. And the issue is going to be, they're going to put it together, supposedly, and add those 12 months onto the end of the loan. So the veterans can move forward. And if you're behind on it, like the 36,000 that are behind, I don't know what they're going to do exactly with them. But, I talked about this before, and I had a bunch of veterans reach out. This is the same VA who didn't give me my, so everybody was complaining. So don't wait for the VA to call you. Don't wait for your servicer to call you.
Yeah.
Call them.
Yeah. Obviously low priority. There's obviously more going on, right?
Yeah. Right. You can't wait on this, because they technically in 6 months will put your house. If you're at that point of where they can sell it next week, right? Because that's 110 days, a whole 9 yards, and they stop it. The moment it starts again, that house will go to the block if you're not part of that fix.
Yeah.
So don't wait. Don't wait another 6 months. Don't wait for somebody to call you. This isn't, and it shouldn't be that big of a deal. Hopefully they'll fix it for everybody.
And that's 36,000 nationwide.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's not, and that's so 6,000 ready for foreclosure nationwide. It doesn't sound like a lot, so it shouldn't be that big of a deal. But 6,000 for the VA to get through, that's going to take a little bit.
Well, I was going to say, anyone who's dealt with government bureaucracy, man, it's just everything moves slow, right?
Very much so, especially me today.
Yeah.
My whole system doesn't want to be caught up with you. Usually it's you and not me. So that's good. I'm just glad they're there to help them. And if you know anything, VA loans are normally 10% of the market on purchases.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a big number.
It is, and obviously it depends on demographic, or location, right? Because around here, like what's the percentage of VA loans here in the Central Valley?
I'd say probably 5 to 7%.
Oh, okay. That's more than I was expecting.
Yeah. It's just, they're all over. I mean, I get a lot of them, you're like, okay, well, and then it's like one after another. And especially when they get beat out all the time, right? So in the past 3 years, they were beat out a lot. People are like, you can't go VA. Why not? It's a great loan program. Just because I don't have to put money down doesn't mean that I'm not going to close on this loan.
Yeah. Well, after our last show, I was thinking, man, it would be great if you came into our office on our next marketing meeting and kind of explained, the short form and everything like that. Because there's so many agents they're seasoned agents, right? Like most agents that have still hung through this different market are the ones that have been in business for 15 plus years. and they still think of it as the old VA loan.
Right. I'd love to, but you'd have to.
I'll
Yeah.
clear it with Chad.
Yeah. Good luck with that.
Yeah.
You guys have internal person, but anyway, we'll move on.
Okay.
It's just that I deal with it all the time. I'm a vet. I know how to deal with. Some other people will go, I do a lot of you don't understand the same thing.
Yeah.
Right. I understand what vets have been through. I understand what they won't ask. I understand because I am a vet, and just like you are, working with a vet is better. Working with somebody who is a veteran, if you're the veteran also, because we understand where you came from, what you're looking, what you might ask because you don't ask for help, all those other things that we don't do as a vet.
Yeah.
All right, so that's my piece today, and I talked a bit about earlier yesterday, I should say Monday, about where rates are going, all that kind of stuff. The lowest we're probably going to see rates next year is between 6 to 6.5. They're going to be there, so don't wait for rates to buy a home.
So that we're thinking that now. Are we thinking like 2 years down the road we're going to continue to decline, or you think we were just going to settle there at 6.5?
It just got darker. I think we're going to be there I think so. 2020, that's 24, 25. We might get under 6%.
Yeah.
Nobody knows. That's too far. It depends on the election. It depends on a lot of different things.
Yeah. Well, that's good to know, because when I meet people at open houses, that's the number one thing I hear. And it's like, you can't really do it right now. You can't wait for the rates to come down.
Well, people who waited for the rates to come down in the 80s waited 22 years.
Yeah. So I was talking to a friend yesterday, right?
Right.
And they bought their house in 21, and they didn't think they could afford it back then. And she was saying, I'm so glad we bought when we did. And I said, and you know what? People in this market are saying the same thing, or they're going to be, because down the road, once the cost of housing goes up even more, you just got to make it work.
Well, the problem is people never think they can afford it. They're always, no matter when it was, high rates, low rates, whatever, people are pushing the numbers and they're like, I don't think I can afford this.
Yeah.
If we're telling you can afford it, you can afford it, because we're not going to put you in a situation that's going to make you go bankrupt, because that's not what we do. But we run off of industry numbers and standards, and we tell you can qualify for this. You're just not used to saving that money. And if you change your life a little bit, stop eating out, eat at home. It's amazing how many thousands of dollars you can find by not eating out anymore. Because the average eat out, $120,
especially in this economy.
Oh yeah, it's ridiculous, the amount of inflation on everything.
Yeah, I always look at it like when I'm at the grocery store. I'm like, I went to Carl's Jr. the other day, and it was $14 for my one combo meal, right?
Right.
And I could make like 7 or 8 meals, like sandwich and lunch meat, stuff like that. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, that's not the same. But you can,
it's not
a hamburger at home with fries you make yourself is still cheaper than that.
Oh heck yeah, man!
You could feed the whole family for that.
Yeah,
I'm just saying. I understand that it's the convenience that we pay for to go out and eat, and it's also how we stay fatter.
Yeah, like I said, it's not helping us. That's for sure.
No, it's if you walk around any Target or anywhere, it's amazing how many people need to maybe lose some weight. Man, and I'm talking from even myself.
Yeah. So, no, yeah. I know I did like this survey for like this new workout program, and I didn't realize that I was obese, man.
Yeah.
But
if you're over a certain BMI, which they would normally kick you out of in the Navy, you're obese, and people don't realize that. They think, no, I'm just a little overweight. No, according to the BMI factor and your size and your head. But again, you got to look at how much your muscle mass is and all this other stuff too, because when I was lean and at 245, big muscular, I couldn't get life insurance. They'd have to come out and do a special thing for me. They'd come and check my, my fat and everything, because weight wise, I was way over the numbers.
Yeah. I used to have the same problem, man, that, I was like 205 when I was in, at 6'2", and they would always have to do the body fat caliper. But now, I think I got some chub to lose, man.
Yeah, I was 198. So I didn't have that same problem. That was not my problem, man. It was that when I got to Modesto, I gained weight.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Because it's not, you can't, down there in Southern California, you can go anytime to work out. Ride outside, ride your bike outside. It's always a good time to ride. I mean, in the winters, it's 90 because you got Santa Ana's.
Ah, okay. I didn't know that. I never spent winters in San Diego.
Yeah, it's warm. It's extremely warm.
Yeah.
And the summers are, same thing. So but it's that warm is only during the day, and then it gets cold at night.
Gotcha.
So much colder than we are.
Interesting.
That's why they're more healthier people down there.
Okay.
I'm
thought,
just saying that's because you can work out anytime.
okay. Because what I was thinking was just like, okay, people with money have more time, and beautiful women marry guys with money, and they live in nice places.
Yeah. And then they work out all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
See?
that's great. It's just different. If most people have money, don't, it's all about balance in life. And that's what we have to get back to.
Yeah.
And one of the things, I mean, it's weird that we work hard when it's really good. And then we work even harder when it's worse. Right.
For sure.
Yeah. And so you need to set up different systems and different things in place so that when things you can have that balance of life, because there's so, and that's what right now is figure that out, figure what you can do and certain things you can do that you have not been doing to make your life so much better. And that's even, I'm talking to people who are looking to buy, look at everything in your life and figure out how to make it better. But if you're in our industry, it's like, okay, what systems do I not have into place because it was so easy just to get a lead before and it would be somebody who can actually qualify and buy right now. And if you look at it, you have to talk to 100 people to get 10 buyers that are good.
Yeah.
And so if you're looking at, if you have a database that you're staying on, for every 100 people in that database, you should have one transaction from them a month.
No kidding, huh?
Yeah.
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 That's good to know.
That's the rule. But if you don't talk to them, if you don't call them monthly, if you don't, any of that kind of stuff, it's hard. And then there's so many new software. You guys got that one core system in your office that and that's what we have to pay separately for. And it's not the same name because you're a white label of somebody. But if you use it right, it can text them. It can do all this stuff that you wouldn't do, and it would make it so much better.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm really getting tired of my system this week. All right. That's all I have. Did you have anything, Bobby?
No, that's it, man.
That's it. It was all me this week.
Yeah.
How any open houses? How's the market out there?
I didn't do any open houses, man. Went out of town for the weekend.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. Well, for Saturday.
And be careful using online lenders. That's all I got to say, especially if you're doing a veteran deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're not local cares because they want to get referrals.
Yeah.
Other people, they just, we're not closing. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Just be careful. And if you're a veteran and they're online or whatever, you might want to shop local because most of the local guys can beat those guys.
Yeah. Good to know.
Yeah. I know a lot of people like to go, oh, just this best one. I heard you talk to him. Check around. Go local. El Loco. All right, everybody, make it a great day. Thanks for being here, Bobby. I appreciate you, and I appreciate you for listening to us. And you can reach out to Bobby at 209-550-1087, 209-550-1087. You can find me everywhere under Ed Parcaut. Thanks, Bobby.